You pray for direction and plead for a change in your life, yet the internal noise remains. There is a possibility you are taking marching orders from a voice looking to sabotage your future. Think about the anxiety of making a major life choice. You stepped out, certain you heard from God, only to watch the entire situation fail. Exhaustion sets in. You spend nights trying to decode whether a strong impulse was divine direction or just a personal ambition you dressed up in religious language. In this space, you are hearing three distinct competing signals. Your flesh, your enemy, and God are all fighting for airtime in your mind. Identifying the frequency of each voice isolates the static and reveals the path forward. Without this skill, you remain in a state of indecision, vulnerable to every internal impulse. The first counterfeit is the flesh. It doesn't sound malicious, it sounds like comfort. It prioritizes ease and avoids friction at all costs. This voice justifies impulsive decisions with a simple rationalization. God understands. It pushes for the shortcut, bypassing the hard work of spiritual discipline for immediate relief. The second counterfeit is the enemy. This voice is subtle, masking itself as your own logical, rational thoughts to gain your trust. When you decide to improve your life, an internal whisper hits you. Look at your track record. You failed too many times for God to use you now. You can identify this voice by its fruit. It produces a sense of isolation, a heavy accusation, and a quiet, lingering hopelessness. These counterfeits weaponize your natural desire for comfort and logic to pull you off course. Their success depends on you never questioning the source of your thoughts. Beneath that noise, the authentic voice of God is speaking. John 10:27 establishes the baseline. My sheep hear my voice. You were designed to recognize him. God's voice does not rush you into a panic or pressure you with fear. His tone is calm, clear, and unshakably firm. When God identifies a failure in your life, his voice restores your identity. It provides the correction necessary for growth rather than the weight of condemnation. Philippians 4:7 describes the proof of his voice as a peace that ignores logical understanding, settling your mind regardless of the storm around you. The flesh pushes, the enemy accuses, but God guides with truth. Recognizing these distinctions neutralizes the influence of the counterfeits. Even the most faithful face a specific vulnerability, the silence of God in the middle of a life crisis. Silence is not abandonment. Frequently, God has already provided an answer and is waiting for you to act on what he has already spoken. You cannot recognize a voice you never spend time with. Discernment requires relational proximity, not just a search for answers. Waiting for a booming sign from the sky often keeps you stuck. Hearing him clearly requires closing the distance and building a relationship, not just looking for a signal. To test an internal thought, run it through 3 filters. First, does it align with Scripture? Any contradicting thought is disqualified. Second, does it bring clarity and a weight of peace? Third, does it draw you closer to God without pushing you into arrogance? The frequency you choose to trust today is writing the script for your life. That single choice dictates your direction. Go to the comments right now and type, God, teach me to recognize your voice as your commitment.